Well, first of all, thank you so much for coming out today. I just can't say how much it means when you're a candidate to have a group of people show up, particularly when you're in a tough race, that each one of you is willing to come out on a Saturday morning and give your time and your commitment. It means a tremendous amount. And you know, a lot of this can be psychological as well. So I know it's always an encouragement to me, and I know it's an encouragement to Jim, because he's out there every day. He's probably waking up in the middle of the night thinking about this. And you being here today really is going to give him that psychological and energy boost he needs to get us through the next 2 weeks, because this is a very high stakes campaign right here. This seat cannot be lost. It is so very, very, very important that Jim get elected. I'm sure you all realize that with redistricting, with this going in and now it being 2 counties, with the open primary, it's become a problematic thing. And of course that was the intention, wasn't it? I mean, we stand at a situation where a few years ago when they said, oh, let's do open primaries and make it much harder in formally secure areas. And that is what they're going, they've achieved that in the new District 11. And so it's wonderful that we have a candidate like Jim in this tough race, in this tough time. And it's really important that we have each of you out there going door to door and representing him and representing the importance of keeping this seat a Democratic seat. There's a 25% voter registration advantage in this district for Democrats, and the mere thought that you could have a decline to state and a Republican in the runoff is too sobering to consider. And so it's absolutely essential that we get Jim across the line here in the primary. This is the race right now, the next 2 weeks. Once he's across, we've got a lot of Democrats, good Democrats, who won't be confused with this whole open primary that they're facing right now. So I could say a million wonderful things about Jim. They've been said. I want him in Sacramento. I look forward to having someone that I can trust up there. That is something that you just can't put a value on. It's very important to me that Jim get elected. The way we would be able to represent this area working together, it's going to be more than me plus Jim in the assembly for this area. When you get 2 on one issue, it's just multiplied many times over in terms of what you're able to do, the networks you can touch, and the votes you can get on issues. So it's very, very important to the region as well. And it's going to make my job easier, and the whole delegation for Contra Costa County is going to be strengthened by having Jim Frazier in the 11th Assembly District. You know how hard he works. You know that he's going to be out there until the very last minute, and the fact that you're willing to join your efforts is really wonderful, really encouraging. So thank you so much for coming out every election, for every good Democratic candidate. We appreciate that so very much, and I'll just say thank you because we did such a great job, and you were out there for me 2 years ago. I don't have an opponent this year, and so it's because of the work you did that it's lasted. So when we take some territory, we're able to keep it. And that's what's really important about today, is we're taking territory so that we can keep it not just for 2 years, but for the maybe 12 years that Jim might serve. If term limits passes, wouldn't be electing him for 6. You'd be electing him potentially for 12 years. Think about the consequences if somebody else ends up in that seat and term limits passes. It could be almost very, very difficult to unseat a Republican incumbent out of Solano County. So the stakes are incredibly high. Jim has the values. He's going to work for this community like no one else ever would. So everything you say when you go door to door, you can say believing it 100%, right from the heart, because that's the kind of guy Jim is. He comes from the heart. So thank you for your heart. Thank you for being here today, and have a wonderful time out there touching the community with a message that you know is the truth, and that is that Jim Frazier is the candidate that they should vote for, and he'll represent them so well. Thank you.